This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today is Wednesday, April 22nd, and as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so we got a few things going on this morning that are looking pretty decent. So first thing I'm going to be looking at is this PECK. So if we go back to earlier this morning, you can see at about 8:21, we got some decent buying that came in at that 6 level and then over the 6 level. And then obviously we're going to be expecting a pullback to come back. Now, I've been seeing there's a lot more of a pullback than I would have expected. But if you actually look at since it's been pulling back, it's really been on almost nothing. And we are still getting some, decent little buying bursts that are coming in as it's coming towards its lows. So just keep in mind that we're coming towards that 5 level would be an excellent spot to look for some type of support for it to come back up. Now, if we break past that 5, I'm not going to really be as happy as I was. I really do want to see it hold that 5 and kind of trigger back up towards that 6. The only problem that we do have is if you come over here, you can see above, right at that double top, we don't really have much buying at all. And this amount of prints is not going to be enough to show us that it's going to be able to break that 650 resistance. So we're going to need to see a lot more as we come up above that 6 in order to be able to really kind of break out. But once again, it is holding pretty decently for absolutely no volume, and we do have a little buying. It's not as much buying as I would have liked to see, but definitely a little bit of buying coming in that 6 level. Next thing is BNTX. Now, this is probably one of my favorite stocks of the morning. The only problem is I don't have any show of hand whatsoever. And the reason I like it so much is because you can see, number one, huge range. Okay, on average, it trades $4.76. We can certainly expect, it's moved about $20 so far in the pre-market. So you can definitely expect a lot more of a range, as well as the fact of it's just been trading very smooth during the pre-market. So big range, smooth trading stock, it's pretty much my favorite thing to trade, besides obviously, the ones that are the cheapies. Okay, but once again, there's just no real show of hand that I've seen come into this yet. So I'm going to be watching very closely. Once we get one show of hand, going to have to base pretty much everything off of that show of hand, which gives, it's pretty much the definition of what Cliff Notes is that we don't have anything yet, and when something does come in, it's going to definitely show a huge amount of what their expectations are going to be of the direction of where we're going to end up going. Because you can see coming up towards that 70, it was really on pretty garbage volume, so it's really just been coming back. 50 is a very hard level to hold overall. So if we start to see some selling coming in, I would not be shocked to see this thing pretty much almost go right back to where it came from. Now, just be careful, right? It's already got 832,000 shares being traded already. Okay, but overall it trades 733. So just be careful that it doesn't really start trading too much. If that happens, a cheap stock with this big of a range, I'm not going to be trading it. It definitely needs to make sure that we have that consistent volume. So variables are absolutely perfect for something that we're going to watch. We just need to see some type of show of hand end up coming into it. So we have SAEX next on our list. All right, and we can see right now, so the problem that I have with it, okay, now my problem's kind of gone, because right here, this is a beautiful, beautiful position we just saw coming in at the 320. But if we come back all the way from earlier this morning, about 8 o'clock, you can see there is no buying at these highs. So this is exactly what we need to see in a situation like this, where there's nothing up here that says that it needs to break and continue past 350. We want to see someone building underneath that shows us it can jump past it. And this type of position right here certainly is exactly what we'd be looking for. Now, as Doug had said in the chat room before, it didn't print at 3 on its way back up. So there really isn't anything it needs to pull back from besides the fact of this huge position we just saw at that 320. So I'm going to be expecting a little bit more of a pullback. I wouldn't be shocked to even see it pull underneath 3 and then make us our move, a move back towards there. Okay, the one thing is just kind of keep in mind, though, this is off-level prints. Now, 320, technically, because of the fact that it's trading in the kind of 20-cent increments, 320 could be more of a level. But it really, once again, it's not at a major level. It's not at a minor level. So it wouldn't be shocking to see this thing kind of just jump up and run past it. Now, obviously, if it runs past, we're still going to have to expect some type of pullback. So the amount of buying that comes in at those highs is going to be even more important for us to be able to jump up. SAEX, exactly the type that my eval was about last night. Okay. All right, so overall, I mean, it's looking good. I mean, that position right there, definitely somebody that needs to make money. Okay, it's just going to be a matter of really being able to get that file through that volume to come in and just be able to push. But 320 right here, based off that 350 is, first price target without a shadow of a doubt. And then 350 should show us a lot more. Hopefully it just blows past that 350. And then Snap. So Snap, I'm not a big fan of. You guys know that. I hate the way it trades, but obviously, it did make a big, a big move after. It must have had earnings or something. But so 15, we can see there is a lot of buying underneath that 15 level and at that 15 level. So we're kind of pulling back underneath. I wouldn't be shocked to see this thing be able to continue to run, but I would have expected more of a pullback than basically 25 cents off that much buying at, especially that much buying at the 15 being such a big psychological level. So overall, it's going to be on the bottom of my list. I probably will end up switching it out with something else just because I'm not a fan of the way that Snap trades as a day trade for the most part. But certainly fits all the criteria. Definitely something for us to watch, especially having that much buying at that 15, showing us that it definitely is definitely looking at some point to be able to go higher than that. And then other than that, guys, that's all I got. Everything else is kind of like, not really too much else going on. Obviously, Oxy this morning was kind of making a little bit of a push. But then you can see it's making that push, but then look what they did at the 13.10. So the second it got over 13, pretty much somebody just completely unloaded a position. So we're just selling and selling and selling. One day, guys, we're gonna end up seeing this thing make that move. And you know what? Based off of what we just saw here, not really any new buying coming up to the top and a lot of profit taking. So we're going to continue to watch it, but something that kind of stood out to me, so I thought I would mention it. Guild has a couple prints at 80, and right now, based off the way that it's trading, that actually is a lot. You can see it came in first time at 8 o'clock this morning, and then again at 9. So even though it doesn't look like a lot of prints based off how thin the orders are and how it's actually trading right this second, that is a bunch for it. And then, pretty much other than that, the airlines, jumped up a little bit. Not really too much going on there for us to really look at yet. For the morning, obviously they'll trade once the market opens, and then our cruise ships or cruise lines are pretty much doing the same thing. Snap just gave more at 15. Let's take a look. Sure did. Okay, XOM, let's take a look. So the thing about XOM is that it just trades so consolidated. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, it definitely fits the criteria. I mean, 198,000 shares. I don't see any real show of hand here, though. From this morning. So if you want to throw this on your list, go ahead. I'm probably not going to end up trading this one. Yesterday, you could see, it had some, higher than average volume than it usually did, and only moved $2.50. So for this expensive, it's just not my favorite. Not my favorite at all, but it certainly fits your criteria. You could just see it's already trading in those consolid bars, and yesterday it wasn't the best trade coming in either. So we'll see what happens. It was a great. Well, yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to have trades in it. Stock that's going to move $2.21 on average. Certainly going to have a high percentage trade at some point, but definitely would be towards the bottom of my list. COCP. Let's see. Yeah, way too quantity. Doesn't really show any ability to really get that move coming back up. All right, any BOSC? Let's see. Okay, so it made a nice, beautiful move towards the upside first, but it wasn't really on much volume. It looks like it's almost kind of getting that kiss of death coming in already. But yeah, I mean, you could throw it on your side list. I mean, it's definitely getting some buying as it's coming towards those lows again. So definitely, I'll throw it on the side list. But it's definitely not my favorite. Looks like it's one of those stocks that kind of made its move earlier, and it didn't really make it on anything. And I kind of hate seeing that. So a lot of times we end up just seeing them come right back down towards where they began from. All right, guys, anything else out there that I missed? Anything else out there? I think that is going to be it. All right, guys, so remember, workshop at 12:30. The link will be in just like it is during Traders Exchange. I will talk to everyone in the chat, and happy trading.